Japan has been touted as a success story in terms of economic development. In just a few decades, the country has gone from being a war-torn country to one of the most wealthiest in the world. However, the negative side of Japan's economic success is frequently disregarded. After the United States and China, Japan has the world's third-largest economy. This achievement is attributed to the country's highly developed manufacturing sector, technical developments, and strong work ethic. However, behind the sparkle and glamour of Japan's success lurks a dark side that is rarely discussed. The lengthy working hours culture is a major contributor to Japan's economic success. Japan boasts some of the world's longest working hours, with the average employee putting in 60 to 70 hours per week. This has been related to the Japanese work culture, which values hard labor and dedication. The drawback of this culture, however, is that it has resulted in high levels of stress and burnout among employees. This has resulted in a problem known as karoshi, which translates as death by overwork. Employees have been known to work themselves to death in severe circumstances due to the stress and pressure of their professions. Another negative aspect of Japan's economic prosperity is its high suicide rate. Japan has one of the world's highest suicide rates, with over 20,000 people committing suicide each year. This has been connected to the enormous pressure that Japanese people endure to succeed and meet expectations. The school system, in particular, is extremely competitive, and students face enormous pressure to perform well in tests. This pressure continues in the job, where individuals are expected to work long hours and fulfill high standards, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy and hopelessness, leading to suicide. Aside from the pressures of the workplace, Japan's economic success has resulted in a growing wealth disparity. While Japan is a successful country, many individuals have been left out of the economic development. The elderly are frequently disregarded in Japanese society, with many living in poverty and struggling to make ends meet. As a result, the number of older individuals who are homeless or living in poverty has increased. The high cost of living is another issue that has arisen as a result of Japan's economic success. Tokyo, in particular, is one of the world's most expensive cities, with exorbitant rents and living costs. This has resulted in a group of young people known as freeders, who are under or unemployed and struggle to make ends meet. This has resulted in a generation of young people that are dissatisfied with traditional work cultures and are looking for other ways of life. Japan's economic development has had a negative influence on the environment. Japan is a country that primarily relies on fossil fuels, with non-renewable energy accounting for more than 90% of total energy consumption. This has resulted in pollution and environmental deterioration. Furthermore, Japan's reliance on nuclear energy has resulted in a series of high-profile mishaps, notably the 2011 Fukushima disaster. This has had long-term consequences for the ecosystem and the health of the people who live in affected areas. Japan's economic success has had an effect on the country's demography as well. Japan has one of the world's lowest birth rates, and its population is quickly aging. This has caused problems in the labor market because there aren't enough young individuals to replace those who are retiring. Furthermore, the aging population has put a pressure on the healthcare system, as there are fewer doctors and nurses available to care for the elderly. To address these difficulties, a fundamental revolution in Japanese society and culture is required. It will necessitate a shift away from traditional workplace cultures and towards a more balanced attitude to work and life. This could include limiting working hours, fostering work-life balance, and pushing employers to invest in employee well-being. Furthermore, Japan must address the issue of poverty and inequality. This could include policies addressing the needs of the elderly, offering assistance to low-income families, and investing in education and training for young people. Japan must also address its environmental challenges by investing in renewable energy and supporting environmentally friendly practices. This will necessitate a transition away from fossil fuels and nuclear energy and towards cleaner, more sustainable options. Implementing measures that promote work-life balance is one possible option to alleviate the negative aspects of Japan's economic success. Working hours could be reduced, flexible work arrangements implemented, and employee well-being promoted. The Japanese government has already made steps in this direction by enacting legislation in 2018 that encourages businesses to limit overtime to 100 hours per month and to offer more flexible work arrangements. Another way is to address poverty and inequality. This could entail putting in place measures that help low-income families and the elderly, such as social assistance programs and pension plans. The government might also invest in youth education and training to equip them with the skills and knowledge required to compete in a fast-changing market. To address environmental concerns, Japan might increase its investment in renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power. Not only would this assist to minimize pollution and environmental damage, but it would also provide new job possibilities in the renewable energy sector. To alleviate the aging population issue, Japan might implement policies that stimulate immigration and provide incentives for young families to have more children. To guarantee that the senior population receives enough care and support, the government could also invest in healthcare and aged care facilities. The deeply rooted culture of overwork is one potential impediment to addressing the dark side of Japan's economic prosperity. Long working hours are seen as a sign of dedication and loyalty to one's employer by many Japanese workers. This culture is so firmly ingrained that changing it requires a fundamental shift in society ideals. Another barrier to change is corporate resistance to change. Some businesses may be cautious to embrace rules that promote work-life balance or limit working hours, for fear of affecting production and profitability. This resistance to change may necessitate government intervention and incentives to entice businesses to act. Another difficulty is Japan's high cost of living. Despite its strong economic performance, Japan has one of the world's highest living costs, making it difficult for low-income households to make ends meet. Addressing this issue would necessitate a multifaceted approach that includes raising salaries, enacting tax reforms, and offering affordable housing options. Japan's aging population is another major issue that must be addressed. Japan's senior population is quickly expanding, and there is a shortage of carers and aged care facilities. To address this issue, Japan must invest in healthcare and aged care facilities, provide incentives for young people to work in the aged care industry, and encourage immigration to fill the labor gap. Despite these challenges, Japan has the potential to address the negative consequences of its economic success and create a more equitable and sustainable society. Japan is well positioned to lead the way in resolving these concerns and building a model for economic success that prioritizes the well-being of its population and the environment. Thanks to its advanced technology, highly skilled workforce, and innovative spirit. To summarize, Japan's economic prosperity is a great accomplishment founded on the hard work and dedication of its people. However, it is critical to recognize the negative consequences of this achievement, which include difficulties such as overwork, high suicide rates, poverty, high living costs, environmental damage, and an aging population. Addressing these concerns would necessitate a fundamental transformation in Japanese society and culture, as well as policies that promote work-life balance, eliminate poverty and inequality, invest in renewable energy, and address the needs of the elderly. While these are substantial difficulties, Japan has the potential to overcome them and build a more egalitarian and sustainable society for all of its residents. Thanks so much for watching till the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you never miss a video. Until next time, see you later.